you know what? This is one of the coolest collectibles in my collection. And considering that it was a gift from my brother, makes me love it even more because he knows I love superhero stuff. I grew up reading DC Comics. Unfortunately, I wasn't reading Marvel, except for the Spider-Woman Jessica Drew comic, which I loved. She was kind of creepy. She was kind of scary looking back in the 70s. So that's my only favorite Spider-Woman character. But this doll slash action figure, it is based off the Batman v Superman movie that came out years ago. And as I said in my video showing off the Batman Black Label Barbie collectible, this was gotten the same day as that Batman figure. We were purchasing a gift for our niece who was about to turn 3, and she's going to be 10 now in November. Wow. And I saw him, Wonder Woman, and Batman in the aisle. Did not know they were making these. My eyes lit up. And of course, my uncle and my brother saw it. They were like, oh God. So my brother got me him. Timmy got me the Batman, and I bought myself the Wonder Woman because I know I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. And to save me from hitting my credit card, they each one of them got me, and it wasn't even Christmas. But anyway, yep, this is the Black Label Mattel Barbie Superman based off the Batman v Superman film that came out, which was met with a lot of controversy, just like this year's Superman. But before I go any further, if anyone has any intention of watching the film, 4 friends who went to go see the movie this past weekend, 2 of them were brothers, and the other 2 don't know each other. They loved the movie. They loved it. And one of the guys is one of those alleged, I hate woke stuff type, he loved the movie. And he was also loving the Zack Snyder's universe. But he did say that this Superman is less godlike and more approachable, which I think as a character Superman should be, just like Wonder Woman. The only one that shouldn't come off approachable should be Batman. He's the only one that should be dark, along maybe with Constantine. But before, let me just show off the collectible. Barbie did a smart thing, in my opinion, trying to get the straight guys to get a Barbie, because he's really articulated. Well, I shouldn't say that because Mattel gave us the He-Man figures. That was an idiotic thing for me to say. But when it comes to the Barbie stuff, there are some guys who would pick them up. But I guess they wanted to make it a wider audience, and they did I think they did a pretty cool thing by making these kind of super articulated. But the cape span on this, and this cape is thicker than the Batman that I showed you guys. It almost feels quality type cape. And the costume is on tight. Oh, whoops. Really cool. The likeness is not there because this is a $49.99 back then. So I'm not sure what it would be factoring inflation. compared to like Hot Toys that they charge you $300. So the likeness is not there. You can pass for Tyler Hoechlin, I think. It's a nice looking face sculpt though. I was pleasantly surprised that Barbie made these, so I had to get them. I'm just glad to Roger and Tim Lotz, Uncle Timmy, for getting me these. Love them to pieces. Really nice figure. I'm actually going to show you the Wonder Woman as well that came out with these. Really nice. I'm expecting that these dolls are going to be at least over $100 on eBay now. Because they kind of flew off the shelves. Because when we went back about a month later. I can't remember for what. Not we. When I said we, me and my other brother, we went back because my niece's birthday is in November, and I think I went with him to get her something for Christmas, and the Batman v Superman dolls gone. No Batman, no Superman, no Wonder Woman. Those shelves were empty. So I'm assuming that they're going to be a pretty penny now on eBay. And the boots, not made out of cloth. It's like a rubbery... it's nice. I mean, whoever got these, kind of got lucky for the price point of $49.99. Yeah, I'm actually more excited now to see the new Superman film, considering that the 4 guys that I know who live in different states saw the movie, loved it. So try to keep away from people who are just negative. Now, if you go and see it and you don't like it still, then hey, it's, fair game. Especially if you're spending your money to watch something and you don't like it, it's fair. But nowadays, I would try to go in with extremely low expectations. Sometimes you wind up being pleasantly surprised. I love you, Superman. One of my favorite DC characters, along with Wonder Woman. I wish I could say that I don't hate Batman, but he's not my favorite hero. And that's because they made him out to be that he can defeat anybody with prep time, and prep time shouldn't be a superpower. I mean, it isn't a superpower. But this is the Wonder Woman from Batman v Superman. I wasn't too keen on her being in the movie when I found out she was casted. After seeing some scenes of her in one of the Fast and the Furious films, I don't like that franchise. I'm not into racing films, so I'm not gonna bash it. It's just not my favorite genre. I haven't watched any of them. For me to bash them, I have no business doing that. But I saw a few clips on YouTube. I'm like, they casted her as Wonder Woman. I'm like, oof. But when I saw her in Batman v Superman, I was still not sure about her until her solo film came out. Then I loved her. All right, so she comes with this cloak that was used in her solo film. And it does come off. There's like a little loop thing. I hope I don't mess up. Because it's like the 3rd time I'm trying to film this thing today. Oh, no. I'm going to drop the camera again, aren't I? No. Chris, don't be all thumbs. Jesus. Help me. Oh. No, don't fight. Why are you resisting? Well, I guess she doesn't want to come. Wait a minute. Can I? I don't want to do that either. I want to pull off her tiara. Or her. Oh, it is a tiara. I don't know what else to call it. I was going to call it a headband, but it's not a headband. Oh, my Lord. Chris. All right, I'll leave her on. I'll leave it on. She does come with her sword and her shield. I didn't grow up with Wonder Woman with her sword and shield, so it took a bit for me to get used to. Didn't hate it, but when she didn't have the sword and shield in Wonder Woman 84, I was kind of happy about it. I know people were like, oh no, she needs her sword and shield. Like, I don't hate the sword and shield, but it's not something that I grew up watching her or reading her in comic books. That was something that started out in the 1986 reboot. After the Crisis on Infinite Earths, when they merged all the Earths together. And I think for a year, her comic book was being released every 2 months because they didn't have a set idea of what to do with her to reboot her. And in order for DC to keep the rights and not go back to the Marston estate, the guy who created the character, who also created the lie detector test. Get it? Lasso, lie detector test. In order for to keep their rights, they had to keep releasing a few of her comic books throughout the year. Otherwise, it would have went back to the estate. Then they came out with the reboot. I gotta say, even though I got a comic book and trade paperback, I wasn't too keen on how the Amazons were created. The backstory of it, I was like, I don't know. I like the original. Let's see. I'm trying to take this. Hold on, I'm gonna take her off camera. So I'm trying to do it in front of the camera, and that's what's. Why are you stuck? No. What did I do? Oh my. If I do it this way. Okay, I gotta do it this way. I just had to pull it off. There we go. And her sword came out. Yep, you definitely do not want to see me unboxing on camera. But here we go. I was in shock when I took her out of the box. She didn't have a product. Because sometimes when you have a collectible from Barbie, her sword came out. They put so much lacquer or hair product in the hair, it comes out stiff. But no, I took her out and her hair was like this. I didn't have to wash it or anything. So happy about that. This body is the same body that they used for the She-Ra doll. Very articulated. Her lasso is not removable. I mean, you can remove it, but you can't get it back on the loop. They did a great job, at least, with trying to capture the likeness of the her costume, her armor in the movie. The only issue that I have is that rubber. I mean, up until now, it hasn't broken on me, and I hope it doesn't. But you know how rubber is. It starts to dry out and snap. I don't want that to happen. But they did a great job. Like I said, these are not... I don't think these are really made for kids to play with and trash. Especially when they're really young. If they're in their teens, and we all know when they're in their teens, they're not collecting figures. They're too busy trying to be adults, unfortunately. So you got to watch them because they'll start doing idiotic things. But yeah, I'm so happy. See, I got this one for myself. Like I said, I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan since the Linda Carter TV series in the 70s. I even watched the Kathy Lee Crosby Wonder Woman a year before the Linda Carter pilot came out. That movie wasn't bad. Uh, had they named it something else, it would have been taken a bit better. Um, but she's definitely not comic book Wonder Woman. But I think the actress did a good job in capturing uh, that regal aura about her. Very calm, collected. Uh, she was great. That's why I don't mind that movie. I'll watch it at least once or twice a year. Um, it was sort of campy, but they were trying to, it was more like a spy caper with Ricardo Montalban as the villain. If you ever come across it on Amazon, you have to purchase it though, unfortunately. Um, it's a fun watch. They even got her headband on, the tiara on correctly too. Really nice. She doesn't look like Gal Gadot, but so pretty. I think a little bit prettier. Shh, Chris, don't say that. But yeah, so anyone who's watching this video, have you guys watched the new Superman movie yet? I'm not gonna go, but I'm not going to any movies at all anymore. It's just way too expensive, and I have already a hobby collecting, and that's expensive enough. So I'm just gonna wait for it to come out on Max, or excuse me, HBO Max. They rebranded it yet again. Um, Around maybe November, maybe December. Um, like I said, if you have interest in watching it, just go watch it and then form your own opinions. Uh, Social media has gotten so bad depicting, talking about these films, giving their opinion on it, and just having a negative reaction to everything, not just one or two or three things. It's a negative reaction towards every movie they talk about. I haven't seen one video, which is why I started unsubscribing to a lot of those videos, talking about stuff they like. I mean, come on, there's got to be something you like. You can't hate everything. So that's how I know that they're reading from a script. If you look at them while they're narrating or talking about a movie, their eyes are looking elsewhere but the camera. See, like me, I'm not reading from a script, which is why I stumble on my words, and I'm not, how do you call that? I'm like all over the place because I'm definitely not reading from a script. I come off kind of bipolar when I'm showing off a figure or collectible because I'm not getting paid. I don't want to get paid. I don't want to lie to people, and I don't want to make money by being dishonest. I just think it doesn't help society at all when you're doing that. I love my hobby of collecting. I've been collecting for over, almost, I'm going to say all my life. And I just love it. I see a figure I like, I get it. But anyway, my peoples, I hope anyone who's coming across this video and stood to the end is having a great day. Stay dry because, damn, this rain. I sometimes feel like we're actually in Seattle and not in Virginia. It's raining at least 3 to 4 times a week now. And it becomes humid. Oh, no, Wonder Woman. Nope. That's what happened the last time. You toppled over and the camera fell. But, hope everyone's staying safe. The Silent Collector. Eric, my brother from my spirit brother. You guys are amazing. Sair. Hope you guys are safe. It is crazy out there. Oh my God, I feel like we're in the Twilight Zone. I gotta tell you, it's just nuts. But make sure you spend time with your loved ones. Let them know how much you care about them. I've been having a crazy last couple of weeks. I had that scare because I was dehydrated. Look, my uncle coming to get me was like watching Superman come get me. Love that man. Love him to pieces. Love you, Timmy. Then I had a scare 2 weeks ago I thought I was losing my hearing. I was cleaning out my ear, and I think I pushed the wax in deeper, and no lie, for nearly 2 weeks straight, I could not hear. And I didn't go to the doctor because I don't have insurance, and that sucks. So I was depressed. Uncle Timmy, he's, was praying for me a lot. He likes to pray a lot. And he kept trying to keep me calm. My guy was too. Nina and Monica, I love them so much. That's why I keep, repeating. I know I sound like a broken record. Friends and family are very, very important. Because it's times like that, when they're there for you, you realize that you're lucky to have a support system. And of course, whoever's taking the time to respond or comment, you guys are awesome too, because my videos are like nothing. They're like garbage. But it's a way to keep my mental state somewhat, intact. But anyway, enough of me babbling.